Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Massive Form 5270. Am I the beehole for telling my brother that our mom picked me to make medical choices for her in the event she can't? I, a 33-year-old male, have two older brothers, Matt, a 35-year-old male, and Frank, age 38. Our father passed a few years back, and not long after, our mother was diagnosed with early onset dementia. At the time, she was still doing fairly well, and was in a place to make competent choices for herself. She began making plans for what to do when she reached a point where she could no longer do so. That including signing one of us legally to make choices when she couldn't. Frank lives across country, so mom never really considered him. Then she spoke to me and Matt separately, just in abstract, stating her wishes. She had a sizable life insurance policy from our father's passing, and wanted to use it to have an in-home aid. She does not want to go into a nursing home unless there's no other choice. Her policy will pay for this alongside her bills, and she'd also qualify for some help from the state. It's very important to her that she gets to stay in her own home. I agreed with this and told her I would do everything I could to make it possible. Matt, however, told her that he felt an in-home aid would be a waste of her money, given she likely needs a couple to provide round-the-clock care. Given our jobs and our families, we couldn't be there long every day, and our mom made it clear she doesn't want us to let this consume our lives. Though I still planned on visiting daily, even if I couldn't stay long. There are also arguments over mom not wanting to be kept alive by machines as well as organ donation. Given Matt's clear intention to ignore our mother's wishes, she chose me. She did ask me and Frank to keep this quiet. I agreed though. I pointed out it could come out at some point. She insisted he not know, as she didn't want to spend the rest of her time with her faculties intact arguing. Fast forward 3 years, and our mother is slowly getting worse. She has a part-time aide now, but I know it'll move up to full-time soon. Matt is trying to insist we put her in an assisted living facility. He kept arguing with me. Eventually, I told him that it wasn't his choice. He said, Mom isn't in a place to decide. I said, I know. She left me in charge of that, and showed him a copy of the legal documents. He got very quiet and upset, then later went to our mom crying, saying how hurt he was. While my mom isn't doing well, she is still somewhat aware of what's going on, and is clearly upset that he knows. Frank says I shouldn't have said anything. I feel like I had no other choice because Matt would have just kept arguing with me. Am I the beehole? Hi OP. This is a really tough situation for you, and I feel for you, because I hope this never happens to the ones I love, because I don't know how I'd handle it. But first of all, again, you're not the beehole because you're honoring her wishes, and of course she's going to choose you. You're gonna do what she wants you to do. Like, I would pick the same person too. And personally, I see where your brother's coming from, wanting to put her in like an assisted living, but those places aren't great. We've visited people we know in those places, and you just kind of go there to, wait for things to wrap up. It's kind of depressing. Maybe it's different in other places, but the one we went to was not fun. And it is as you say. Eventually, it's gonna come out. He's gonna know. He's gonna learn that you I think it's a power of attorney? I'm gonna say a power of attorney. But you have power of attorney of your mom, and you're gonna do what she wants you to do. And if she can still get by with an aid, yeah, I'd probably do the same as you, because I couldn't see me putting my mom or my dad in a home like that and just let them. Ugh, I don't know. I don't like it. It crawls my flesh. So no, OP, you are not the beehole, and man, I'm so sorry what's happening to you and your mom. Keep her safe. And our next one comes from Smelly Cat and the Bat. Am I the beehole for not babysitting my sister's kids anymore? Introduction. I, a 27-year-old male, did some accidental good financial decisions years ago that today put me on the position where I can do mostly what I love, mess around with all kinds of electronics, play video games a lot, etc, etc. I'm a huge nerd. And let me say, I'm breaking character. I'm so jealous of you. God, that's the dream, to just not do anything and have fun. Sorry, back to the story. I own a small electronics/computer shop where I fix some customers' devices, etc. Also sell general computer stuff and other small electronics. I live in the same building. I don't spend all my time in the job. I have two workers who work shifts, and I work when I feel like it or when they ask for help. I also replace them when they need a vacation days or sick days. I have a sister, Jane, a 34-year-old female, and she has three kids: Mary, age 14 female, Julia, a 6-year-old female, and Jack, a 4-year-old male. And I'm the only one with basically unlimited free time to watch the younger kids. Mary doesn't need to be watched anymore, but she often hangs out in my shop either way. I do it every time the kids are sick or my sister is at a business trip for her work, and after the coof, kids are sent home for every tiny cough and sneeze. What happened? My grandmother had her 80-year birthday, and everyone was invited, and relatives I don't remember ever even seeing before. My sister and I were sitting close to each other, and suddenly, one old lady, who was maybe my grandmother's cousin or something, started to ask everyone what they do, and I told her I run a small business, and my sister out of nowhere said, "Yeah, by running a business he means being very lazy and sleeping until noon. Sometimes chills out in the store and plays video games or watches movies all day, while some of us had to work hard for their success." Oh my god. While that is all technically true, while she studied her whole life, I went to trade school and got lucky with a few business decisions. But I kind of felt hurt that she forget that for her to get all that education, others had to watch the kids. So I told, "Oh, don't forget, I'm also a full-time free babysitter." But I decided to quit and focus on being lazy. She did not say anything more, did not take me seriously either. As a week later, I get the phone call in the morning that Jack threw up at night a few times. She would bring him to my place, and I said, "Don't you forget, I quit. I'm way too lazy to be watching the kids," and ended the call. Went back to bed. When I woke up later, there were multiple messages from my sister telling me that I'm a selfish beehole, and I act like I'm the center of the world. I replied politely, "Sorry you feel that way." Later, my mother called and told me that I put my sister in a really tough position, as Mom, can't take a few days off from the hospital in such a short notice either, and Jane has nobody to watch the kids. So who cares if, this is me, so who cares if she has nobody to watch the kids? If OP didn't exist, she would have to figure it out. I'm just saying. Am I the beehole for not watching them? I'm hurt, not hurt because of the truth. I know I'm lazy. It hurt because she acts like watching her kids has been nothing. Names are all changed. I still have a good relationship with my small relatives. I just don't babysit anymore. I don't even avoid my sister. Burner account for privacy. Hello, OP. You are not the beehole. I think you're way above beehole because, you even responded politely to her. But no, I wouldn't do her that favor. That's a huge favor you were doing to her, and she has to try to put you down and disrespect you. A lot of people think going to college and getting an education is the way to go. Honestly, OP's the way to go nowadays. Get a trade. Even if you don't make it like OP does, it's just nice to have a skill to save you some money, like knowing how to do plumbing, electricity, anything like that. It's just nice. It'll save you money. Oh, mechanics, stuff like that. And she's over here trying to put you down like you didn't put the hard work in. You had to start that business. I'm pretty sure you didn't have two people working for you when you started. I'm pretty sure it was just you staying up late at night trying to fix those computers and handle all that. And coming from a guy who also loves to build computers, that's awesome. I wish I could do something like that. So yeah, I'm sure starting a business is not easy. I'm sure, like I said, you had to put the work in the beginning and, get off your butt and work. But that's the benefit. You work hard in the beginning, and then when things are starting to get automated, you could take time off and be the boss and play video games all day and watch movies because you put the work in the beginning. So, no, you were not lazy. You put your work in the front in the beginning, and now you're enjoying it. Yeah, and I don't know how people think if you try to put someone down and insult someone, they're going to want to do you a favor. OP, you worked hard in the beginning. Enjoy your life, man. Play your video games and don't watch people's kids. Those are not your kids. It's not your obligation. Like I said, enjoy your games. And our final one comes from Electronical Ground 14.5. Am I the beehole? I had booked a weekend away for me and my family for the end of February. This was a Christmas present for me. So, am I the beehole for saying no when my sister asked to reschedule because we already got the hotel and theater tickets booked? So, I confirmed with my family that they're all going to be free on a certain weekend in February. I confirmed this with them in October. That was so I could book a secret weekend away from us for us all. Hotel, transport, and theater show, all paid for within that Christmas present to my family. So, I had had all this booked for 3 months now. After receiving it as a Christmas present, everyone still confirmed then that they'll be free and attending. Today, around 3 weeks before this weekend getaway, my sister messaged me saying a friend of hers is having a 21st birthday that weekend, and she wants to go to that instead. So could I change the hotel date, theater show date, and transport date as well? I explained that that couldn't happen because I'd be charged extra fees for moving all that around, plus a lot of us already had made sure to have that time booked off at work instead. My sister then messaged me saying that it's her Christmas present and that I should be changing everything for her. I explained that this doesn't seem fair to us, who can only go within that time, and agreed, because we all had agreed at that time, just because she now decided she would want to rather change her plans to do something new. I've checked all the policies for the hotel and theater show, which is on the last run that weekend. So, anyway we go, we can't just move over the dates without a massive change or canceling and rebooking, which results in paying twice as the hotel has zero cancellation refund. Am I in the wrong for saying this cannot happen, to her being quite upset/angry that she's telling me I have to do it? Would it not be that as she has chosen this on her own accord, then she'll have to deal with that? I just want some clarity that I'm not a beehole in this situation. Alright, OP, this one is crystal clear to me. You are not the beehole. You had this planned way in advance, okay? And you checked with everyone and they still gave you the okay when you revealed the secret or the surprise. And now she expects you to move all of these plans, which is not going to be cheap, put everybody else in a bad spot because then they have to try to figure out to get those days off, the new days off, and somehow get back to work on the days they have. You know what I mean? It's going to be a logistics nightmare when you had everything planned out because she wants to go to someone's 21st birthday. No, 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 no. She agreed to that. It's done. If she wants to go, she can go. If she can't go, then oh well, go to the party. She has to be an adult and pick one. OP, do not make any changes for her because she's being selfish and rude. You go on your vacation, your trip with your family, all the people that agreed to go. And if she goes, cool. If she doesn't, oh well, that's on her. And just because, and it's a present, but it's a present with a time limit and it's, start date and an end date. So she had to work within that schedule and she gave the okay. You can't just change it out of the blue. I'm not going to insult her, but come on, everybody knows it's not easy to change, hotels and plane flights and all that stuff. And everybody knows it's going to be a huge fee. So no, OP, you are not the beehole. Do not change anything. Let her figure it out. Enjoy your vacation with your family. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.